And welcome to On Thai Time, a Thailand travel podcast that provides Thailand updates while we explore hidden corners, holes in the wall establishments. We're going to be meeting with entrepreneurs and a whole bunch of other things mixed in between. We are your hosts. I'm Candy.
And I'm Vidya, and we're so excited to be back with you in 2021. If you aren't following us yet, be sure to follow us at On Thai Time and also on Thailand Insider.
And here are some great Thailand updates for you. As of right now, yes, Thailand is open. However, there still is a quarantine, a 14-day quarantine for all international travelers entering Thailand. 14 days is a long time though, right? I
think it's okay considering like the hotels that you do get to stay in. You know, we've had some people that we know stay at a hotel right next to the beach with an ocean view. So, 14 days is not that bad, especially if you're a golfer too.
That's right. There is the golf quarantine. So as an avid golfer, you can choose to opt to stay at some hotels that have golf courses.
Right, like right in the backyard.
Yeah.
And you can just be golfing the whole 14 days and work on your golf game.
Right. And I believe TAT is actually providing these DIY kits that kind of help pass time, from making painting ceramics. I know some embroidery stuff, like a whole bunch of really cute things. So
interesting.
Yeah.
That's like stuff to do during the quarantine then, right? So like you're not bored, is that the reason?
Right. Because 14 days is a long time. Granted, you do have Wi-Fi and maybe some, a great list of things to watch on Netflix. But
and a lot of good food too.
Yes. They supply you with multiple meals. all main meals, so that is a win. But for those of you who are planning on going, make sure that you check with your Thai embassy or Thai consulate within your country for up-to-date information, because it does differ from country to country. And we also have a great video to show you too. This is actually from the head office that kind of gives you a bit of a glimpse of how the arrival, your potential arrival to Thailand will be like.
สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Pachari Raksawong, and once again we're meeting here at Suvarnabhumi Airport. Let's suppose I'm a tourist arriving from abroad. What's the process like for entering the country, you ask? Well, today I'm going to walk you through it, all the steps based on the new normal. All foreigners traveling to Thailand must contact the Thai embassies or consulates in their country to hand in their visa application and all required documents. It is there at the diplomatic missions that you will get an overview. Upon landing at the airport in Thailand, this is the process that you'll have to go through. All travelers must have their travel and immigration documents inspected. All visitors will go through screening procedures, including getting your body temperature checked, and you'll be asked for medical information and recent travel history. If you have a body temperature of over 37.5 degrees Celsius with coughing, sneezing, shortness of breath, and/or difficulty breathing, you'll have to get a swab test to identify the virus. This nasal and throat swab is very accurate with quick results. If the test is negative, then you go straight to immigration. But if you do test positive, you'll be referred to a hospital for treatment. Authorities will be checking various documents, including the certificate of entry, health insurance, health certification declaring that you're COVID-19 free 72 hours prior to departing the country of origin, along with the Fit to Fly health certification. And next, authorities will be checking that your name is on the list of alternative state quarantine, which should have been confirmed prior to arriving in Thailand.
Wow, I personally cannot wait to get back.
Me too. I miss it so much, and seeing this video really helps to show you what the process. I think that's what's really daunting for a lot of people, is like when they get there, what they're going to experience. You can also see the entire video on tatnews.org for more information there.
Although 2020 was kind of like a rough year for, Thailand and everyone in us, the US, the rest of the world, but Thailand actually had a lot of new pop-up places in Bangkok. That's really cool. Like the first one that I heard about that just opened recently is, would you believe, a Venice canal in Bangkok.
Well, you know, before they would refer to Bangkok as the Venice of the East.
Yeah, but not now.
Oh, okay. Wow. So historically, yes, Bangkok used to be referred to as Venice of the East because of all of the canals, but now, really, back to now.
Yeah, well, now we have, there's this new, like a canal community where you can go shopping, and it's called Ong Ang Canal. And it's basically referred to as the new Venice of Thailand, right? So not the old Venice of the Dao Phraya River, but it's the new Venice. Anyways, the canal just opened up to the public in October of 2020, so just a few months ago, and it's already the hottest thing in Bangkok. It's a night market that's open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 4 p.m. until like late at night, because you know Bangkok never sleeps.
That's right. Technically 4 to 10, but who knows? It can definitely lead on past that. And I think it's also really nice because you can definitely go out go out on town and then head over there, and it's still popping.
So what's cool about it is that it's a night market, and then there's like pop-up food and souvenir shopping, knickknacks, whatever. But the cool thing is that you can kayak and paddleboard right in the canal, and there's like string lights, and it's just like this really cool ambiance. It has a lot of young people. Obviously, they come here to check it out, and recently people who cosplay come here to take pictures.
Well, there's a lot of street art there too, which makes it even more appealing, right, to all those like Instagrammers and TikTokers and whatnot, right? So it's great place. I want to go.
Yeah. But what's interesting is that before, this whole thing was set up, this area used to be known for selling like video games and electronics, with like over 500 stores, and like, so the bridge that goes over the canal, right? That used to just be a steel plate that they would just lay out.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not even a bridge like how it is now. So it's like super renovated.
So formerly just a steel plate over a body of water.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, Thai people.
It's a great innovation, and it's also a really great way to generate income into a local community. I think that in times of COVID, you definitely have to be creative, and this is one of the better creations that came about, for sure.
Right.
So next up on our list of new cool and happening places is the newest addition. Well, it's not necessarily the newest, but I think it's one of the cooler ones, is the Wat Mangkon MRT station, or it's actually, for most people, the station known as the Yaowarat station, just because it is the newest station that opens up into the heart of Yaowarat, which is Bangkok's Chinatown.
How convenient.
Yes, girl. I love Chinatown. Love Chinatown, but I hate parking there.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to drive, and we spent, forever looking for parking or like finding a parking lot. But then this is really easy, and then having to not have to take a taxi is really great. So it basically pops right up, and you're a block over from the main Chinese mecca, of like,
What?
yes, girl. When's your favorite time to go to Chinatown?
At night, obviously, when all the cool vendors are out.
I know, yeah. All the lights and everything. But, and that's the crazy thing about Chinatown, is that it's so different between night and day. Like, during the day, you definitely see a lot of the locals coming out. They set up shop, because there's so many little shops in addition to the food, right? There's trinket shops, and you can get car parts and I don't know, whatever random shops there are. But then at night, those food stalls then kind of take over the sidewalks and take over a certain lane of the street.
Yeah, it's definitely a different feeling from during the day. It's more livelier. I personally feel like there's better food.
At night?
Yeah.
Well, that is very subjective. I mean, there's great food all day long, but yes, definitely go and experience Chinatown at night.
There's more variety at night.
Right.
That's what I mean.
And there's so much, it's much more vibrant, more people are out and about, yeah. And in addition to that, there's a lot of really, really great artwork within the station. because I don't know if you've taken a lot of the MRTs and the BTS and things like that, but each one, they tend to be rather mundane. But I think this specific station really embodies elements of Chinese Thai culture.
Yeah, I've seen people take pictures with the art that's inside.
Girl, I've seen people that have done wedding engagements at the yes.
What?
Yeah, so it's that cool. So
so now you can get married anywhere.
And we'll take engagement photos, but maybe you want us to
get married everywhere, but
let's get married at a subway station. That actually could be a really cool thing.
I think it'd be really cool to have like a wedding photo shoot in Yellow. I feel like you would want that.
God, I would love that. I can totally see myself eating, running across the streets, getting a tuk-tuk, going to a Chinese temple. Oh, okay, love it. So what's next on our list, buddy?
Well, the next one is Samyang Midtown, which opened kind of like late 2019.
Yes.
It is near Lumpini Park, so very in the popular area of Bangkok. It's a new Galleria center with a concept that caters to the 24-hour Bangkok lifestyle. So this mall is open 24 hours.
24 hours?
Yeah.
Bangkok is like the city that never sleeps.
Right. So this basically caters to that.
Love it.
And the mall has like a mixed use concept, which means that it's not just a mall. It's also a community center where people can come and use the facilities inside. And it's really meant for, students be close to Chulalongkorn University, and it's perfect for freelancers and travelers, like working travelers, remote workers, or even startups, or anybody who needs a working space at random times of the day.
It's also a really great place to just people watch. Like if you're into that, there's just like a whole there's like a diverse group of people that walk in and out of it, and it's just like great to just stare, Not that I do that, no, I mean, but if you like to do that,
all right, girl. Okay, well, the shopping center is actually easily accessible because there's also a subway that is
right across the street.
Yeah, there you go. And it's 24 hours of shopping and food and cafes. It's 5 stories high, starting from the ground floor, which is the food court area. So that's where all the food is. And then you can actually do like a fast takeout order through a kiosk, so you don't have to, spend time ordering with an actual person, because
nice and quick. We're all about efficiency.
Who has time for that anymore?
We don't got time for that. Nope.
Yeah, or if you do have time, there are sit-down restaurants, and most are open 24 hours, and there's a few banks that are open for service 24 hours too.
Really, the banks as well?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's actually a floor that's called the 24-hour zone that has Starbucks and KFC and even Swensen, which is a ice cream shop that's really popular and
in Thailand.
It's my favorite. I love Swensen, dude.
Did you know that Swensen's originated in San Francisco?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I always thought that it was some sort of facade that Thai people had constructed, like, have yourself an American ice cream. And, I'd go into it and it was like, oh, look at all these motifs from San Francisco.
So there used to be a Swensen in Vegas.
What?
Yeah, at the Fashion Mall or something. That's like next to Treasure Island, that one. And it was really sad. And I don't think it's there anymore, but I was really disappointed.
Wait. How long ago were you in Vegas to have experienced the Swensons in Vegas?
I'm pretty sure I was around like 6 or 7.
So nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah, but it was there. I remember it was there. Anyways, going back to Summit. No, not Summit.
Samyang
Midtown. I put it together.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's also a 24-hour 2-story bookstore and supply stores, and literally anything you want, they have it here 24 hours a day.
There's also a lot of artwork for those of you that are really, really into the whole, street art and like new exhibitions. They do have like a whole area that has upcoming exhibitions, but just motifs up and down on different floors. It's just a really, really great space.
Well, you feel expensive when you're there.
Oh shoot, you feel expensive.
I feel expensive.
I want to feel expensive. What else makes you feel expensive?
Walking around Bangkok.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
just walking around.
Just walking around Bangkok makes her feel expensive.
Yeah. Well, other than that, they have movie theaters and event spaces that you can rent out, and even a sky garden at the top floor where you can, just catch a breath of that fresh Bangkok air and take in the view of Bangkok City.
That's actually a really pretty skyline. So it's nice that there is something that people can easily access, rather than going up to a hotel or whatever to see.
I wonder if you can see Lumpini Park from there.
No, you can't. So Lumpini Park is a couple of blocks down, and I think because this building is about five stories, it's going to be blocked by another building. But it's just a block down, so you can walk easily to Lumpini Park, and that's fine. Lots of fun.
Sounds like a sweaty adventure.
Talking about sweaty adventures, I don't understand how Thai people in Thailand do not sweat as much as I do when I go to Thailand.
Yeah, no, they don't really sweat. Huh?
No.
And they be wearing like long sleeves.
Yes, because they don't want to get dark. They look good. Yeah, they look flawless all the time.
They're just another level.
Do you think it's the type of makeup that they use?
No. Because
But
they
no-
use a lot of American brand.
Yes, but
makeups, too.
then there's a lot of Asian brands that cater to that type of climate. I'm not someone that puts on a lot of makeup, so I don't know. I'm just kind of going off of what other people have told me, like try Japanese brands, try Korean brands, or whatever.
Maybe they use really good setting spray.
If I knew what that was.
So setting spray is something that you spray on your face.
Post makeup or
pre and post.
ah
Yeah, so for really, really good coverage that stays on your face all day and does not melt off at all, pre and post. But usually people just do it once, like post,
Okay. Well,
Now you guys know.
Now you guys know that when you go to Thailand,
You need setting spray.
get some setting spray and you good. You good. For our next segment, we have some special guests calling in directly from Chiang Mai, Thailand. But before we get to that, we wanted to take a moment to thank the Agricultural Consul of the Thailand Office of Agricultural Affairs here in Los Angeles, Miss Raya Soetinda, for connecting us to the MarkRin Chocolate Group. We're so excited to be interviewing them today and very eager to hear what wonderful things they have to say about chocolate and to really learn about the chocolate industry in Thailand. So let's get over to that right now.
Hello, สวัสดีค่ะ let me introduce myself. I'm Irene from MarkRin Chocolate, and this is the whole of my family. This is my father, Dr. Sun, and this is my mom, Kun Tip, and this is Mark, my younger brother.
Oh, well, it's so nice to have you all here with us and so early in the morning. I'm sure that you guys had to wake up very early today. It happened. So, a couple of weeks ago, my boss met with Paul Bang, the agricultural consul here in LA, and she was like, there is a chocolate brand from Thailand, and then she gave us this box, and so we came into. They had given us some samples, and we tried your chocolate. I think I had on my desk, and they are all gone right now. So they were actually very, very good. So we really wanted to have a chance to talk to you. Chocolate obviously is something very exciting and special here in the United States. Everyone loves the flavor of chocolate, and so we were really interested in how your company came about. Can you tell me a little bit, MarkRin?
Yeah, sure. Actually, that package is not our package. It's just for sample.
As a sample.
That one. Yeah. Okay. And this is our cocoa powder. And this product is the same as your.
The one that was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
Then I definitely one day would like a bag of cocoa.
Okay. And actually, this is gonna be our new product. Yeah, it's a drink
And
collection.
Marks of chocolate.
That's This one is cacao powder.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this one is chocolate bar.
Well, sounds like a dream come true, Irene.
Okay.
All right, so before we get started, I'd love to know more
Okay.
about how it came about.
Yeah. So let me introduce our brand. Actually, I would say it's a 30 years of cacao journey when I talked about MarkRin, and it sounds quite long, but there is a story behind it. Yeah, and we started because my father was a professor in the Faculty of Agricultural Production at Metro University in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And of course, his specialist is beverage crops, including coffee, tea, and definitely cocoa or cacao. And it is because his specialist is cacao, so he decided to conduct his research on closing and developing new variety in Thailand. It is because he got the good variety from Peru and from the Philippines, which is Trinitario variety. And after he have he had his good variety, he supported Thai farmers to plant cacao throughout Thailand because actually his idea is that it is because we can harvest cacao every single month, while for other crops we need to wait for once a year or twice a year.
Wow, that's
So
really. So
yes,
so that's specifically the strain that your parents made that actually produces a yield all year long?
yeah.
So so
So
so normally for chocolate, for cacao,
mhm, mhm,
what's the
mhm.
best time of year, like, or what is the best season to harvest?
Between October to February.
Oh, okay. But then
Yeah.
your trade is actually all year long then.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. I'm sorry. Continue on with your story.
Okay, cow can harvest throughout the years, while other crop can harvest once a year or twice a year. So the farmers who plant other crops like mango, durian, or banana, they can have cacao as a extra income.
Uh,
Yeah, for their family, and he always support the farmer to plant like intercropping system. It means that the farmer can plant cacao together with other crops.
mhm.
Yeah. So it's no need to plant only cacao, but with other crop to get the extra income. Yeah.
That's great. So I just had a question about going back to
Mhm.
cow lifespan here. So
Yeah.
you said that your parents are able to grow this all year long. So
Yeah.
what's the normal lifespan, or like in terms of a harvest? Like how long does it take to harvest a normal cacao seed? Like starting from the seed to the point where you collect it from the tree. Is that like a couple of months? Is that like half a year? Like how long does that take?
You means that how long does it take for like when we harvest cacao?
The
Like
moment you plant it, right? Once you've planted it, like what's the life? Like how long does it take
ah
before you go and you pick the actual?
3 years. It's about 2 to 3 years. But some of our farmers can harvest their cacao production only after 1 year after they plant it. It depends how you take care of your farm actually. Yeah.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off because I get so interested in your story.
Yeah, and actually can I say more about MarkRin
Oh yeah,
because
please.
it's only about my father's side, but actually after he supported um, Thai cocoa farmer to plant cacao, and at the same time my mother thought that we have good cocoa variety, so why don't we make chocolate ourselves, like from Thai people, for Thai people, so
Ah,
that she started to conduct her research um, actually by the consultant of my father, and they they conducted the research on post harvesting process, which are fermenting process and drying process. Like, because before we getting chocolate, we need to fermenting and drying to make it have chocolate flavor, because cacao cannot have like a chocolate flavor its own. Yeah. And actually my mom spent about 10 years for creating her own recipe for cacao products and chocolate products.
Mhm.
And my dad also spent about 30 years for his own variety, which is IM1 variety. Yeah. And our variety IM1, actually the name is from my name and my younger brother name. I is from Eileen and M is from Mark. So he created his variety from our name. Yeah.
Oh, what a creation. I mean, both from your mother and your father, and obviously your mother being the visionary to see, what to do and what to create beyond, the.
Mhm.
And so then, so the actual, so what is it called again? It's like the M1M. I'm sorry, what was the name of it
Um,
again?
IM1.
M1. Okay.
Yes.
And so does that also lead to the naming of MarkRin? Because at first, when I saw the packaging and I saw the video, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, who's Mark? Somebody in this video is Mark. And I was trying to find who wasn't, I think it was
Yeah.
your dad. And I was like, that must be Uncle Mark.
Yeah.
So could you explain the name for me a little bit?
Mhm. Actually, MarkRin is from our name. So Mark is from my younger brother name, and Rin is from my nickname, Irene. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I remember that my mom asked me and my brother that Mark Rin or Rin Mark, and I chose Mark Rin immediately because I think um Rin Mark sounds so weird. So
Yes, so
yeah, so yeah, so we chose Mark Rin.
MarkRin
And
is.
actually, she's always said that it is because her children love eating chocolate, so that also her inspiration to make chocolate herself. Yeah, so we also so we use so so we use MarkRin as our brand name to express the love of our family in chocolate. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet, so special. I love that. Thank you so much for letting me know about the whole history of Mark Rin, and as well as like the
Yeah.
history of the name. But I want to know, is cacao actually native to Thailand, or is it not? Like, is it something that's actually originally found in the region, or is that something that was brought in?
You mean cacao is
Yes.
native to
Is it
Thailand?
actually a native plant to Thailand?
Actually, for I would say about IM1, our variety is not native to Thailand because my father got cacao pot from his friend from
Mhm.
Peru and from his colleague from the Philippines. And he decided to cross it together to get the good variety for Thailand. To I mean for suitable to plant in Thailand.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
see. Okay. But so your variation obviously is something that your family made, but
Hmm.
originally is coffee.
Yeah.
It's not originally from the Thailand.
Yeah, it's not originally from Thailand,
But
even for other variety. Yeah.
okay. Okay, very cool. I read that you have over 70, you have farmers in
Yeah.
over 70 provinces in Thailand, correct?
Yes, about 75 provinces for now.
Oh,
Yeah.
75. And how that must be very difficult to manage. I mean, is that something that you find difficult for your family too, or is it great? Are they able to just turn around big harvests all year long as well for you?
Um, Actually, it's not a big problem for us to have the big highways because we um, separated our farmer into a group, so they will take care of themselves. Like in the north of Thailand, in the south of Thailand, west and east, north and east of Thailand. They take care of each other, and yeah, for example, in the South Thailand, they will have like a group name, like a Southern Thai cocoa, and they take care of themselves, and they will collect their cacao pod or cacao production um, and send to our factory directly to our our factory. Yeah.
Yes, so this is a very big scale production
Yeah.
you guys have. That's amazing. Okay. What makes Thailand so ideal to grow cocoa, since it's not native to our, our country, right? Like what makes it such a great place to cultivate it?
You mean Thailand, or
Yeah,
you mean for our Thailand, right?
Thailand is such a great place to grow.
It's because Thailand is located in tropical zone, and it's near equator,
Equator.
and yeah, and actually cacao is the tropical fruit, like
It is a tropical.
yeah, it's tropical fruit. I'm not good in agricultural term. Sorry. It's tropical fruit, and so his idea is that if the original country that have cacao, like a native cacao growing country, can plant cacao, so why not Thailand cannot plant cacao? Yeah, because the climate and our like a geography, like a Pumisat, is similar to that
Right?
to the origin of cacao. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that makes perfect sense. Oh, wow. So what your mom has in her hand, is that a plastic one or is that a real one?
This is a real one.
It is? It's real?
Yeah, this is a real one, bigger than my face.
That's the size of your face. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that they grew so big. All right. So my next question is, I'm really interested in, that life of a farmer. I know that you have a farm, connected to your house, and I don't know very much about farm life, and I think a lot of our listeners would like to know too. What's a typical day in a farmer's life that would have cacao, maybe some other crops on their farm?
Yeah. In actually, most our farmers, um, not only plant cacao, but they also have other crops in their farm. But for cacao, actually, we will have like a form for them, so they can note about when they add the fertilizer, when they water them. Yeah, and actually that we hope that in the future, when they have more production, they can have like more activities like fermenting and drying process in their farm. Yeah, because actually for now most of our farmer will send the cacao production directly to the factory, and we will ferment and drying ourselves at the factory, because before they can fermenting and drying themselves, we need to train them at the farm. We will have a team go to the farm and train them how to ferment and drying cacao beans. There are only some farmer now ferment and dry cacao themselves, but mostly at our farm, at our factory, fermenting and drying for them. Yeah.
So all of that process happens at your factory.
Yeah.
So I am very interested in the idea of tours. Is your facility or are any of your farms open to guests and visitors?
Yeah, of course. As you mentioned that we have a cacao farm, that the contract with our farmers throughout Thailand over 70 provinces. And we plan to offer a cacao farm tour and link to our own museum, because we plan to open chocolate museum in front of our factory. And our idea is that it is because cacao can plant throughout Thailand. So when we offer the tour to the tourists or our customers, it doesn't mean that it's only in the province that is the tourist attraction. We can offer the farm tour in the provinces where we are not the tourist attraction to support that province and increase the local employment.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, because you have farms in 75 different provinces, so
Yeah. Yeah.
be an activity
Mm-hmm.
in all of those
Mm-hmm.
other places. That's wonderful. So before we move on and check out your factory and your farm, I had a question to ask you. February is a very important month here in the United States, and it's an important month everywhere. You know, we celebrate Valentine's Day, and being that we have some of your products here in Los Angeles, our team wanted to integrate some of the chocolate into some Thai cuisine. So we wanted to know from you if your family has any recipes that you can share with us on how to utilize your chocolate.
Yeah, we recommend you to add our chocolate or our cocoa powder in Thai curry, for example, a bit green curry, or you can add it in your pad Thai sauce,
Oh,
so that you can have the chocolate flavor from your pad Thai, like a little bit sweet and bitter from chocolate. So
that,
so it's gonna be great, I think.
oh my goodness, that sounds delicious. I mean, okay, I'm gonna try this. So I mean, those are very unique recipes. I never thought of using, you know, chocolate and pad Thai, or even, I mean, but you know, chocolate and curry is very similar to what you can find in Mexico. So that's cool. So we'll definitely try that. You know, so does your farm, I mean, does your factory have cooking classes? Because you said that you have chocolate making classes. Do you have cooking, or where can somebody taste something like this?
Yeah, actually, we have a cooking class, but it's our future plan to have a cooking class at our own museum. But for now, it's only chocolate class with our partner in Italy.
Mhm. And is there in the future, you know, do you have any big plans for MarkRin? Like where else are you going with it?
MarkRin, we have a big plan for MarkRin Cafe, and we plan to collaboration with Kyoto Inn from Kasha Brother Company. Actually, they have a company that work about a food chain, which is Kyoto Inn, and it's free, and about dessert. Yeah, and so we think we will open MarkRin Cafe together, and we plan to have a several branches in Bangkok first.
Well, if I ever get the chance to go to Thailand, I promise that I will come and visit you at the factory. And if I don't get to Chiang Mai, then I hopefully get a chance to taste the flavors of MarkRin in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Okay, now we are outside of our factory. Yeah, this is our factory. And actually this is not a cacao farm, but we also have some cacao trees here to show you guys. Yeah, this one is cacao pod.
Pods, those are so big.
Yeah, we also plant some cacao trees here in the factory area. So when the tourists come, they can see
actually
the cacao trees. Yeah.
This was really a great experience. We learned so much about chocolate. We learned so much about MarkRin, and it's so great to be able to see what you're doing with chocolate and really putting Thai chocolate onto the market and into the international scene. One question that I had for you is,
Yeah.
as of right now, where can somebody get your products? If someone is living in the United States, can they get your products? Is it available?
Actually, for now we plan to we are looking for the market in the US, and actually we plan to launch our products on online platform at the end of this year. And actually we supply the raw material as a raw material to the factory that export to the US. So I think some customers in the US might have ever tried our chocolate, but they don't know that it's our chocolate. Yeah.
We look forward to seeing some of your products online. I would love to be able to one
Yeah.
day buy at the click of a button and try some of your mom's milk chocolate bars here in the States. And,
Yeah.
just let us know. And thank you so much. And thank you so much for being a part of our On Thai Time podcast. And we hope to,
Thank you.
and we wish you the best, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's our pleasure to be a part of your video. And thank you so much for having us today.
Hey, ขอบคุณนะคะสวัสดีค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Bye, take care.
One. Whoa, now I'm craving some chocolate.
Now you know how I was holding the chocolate in my hands.
Yeah, so I think it was really cool that they plan on making a chocolate museum because that would probably be the first, right, in Thailand?
Yeah, I don't think there is anything of the sort. And then being able to create a cafe on top of that too.
Right.
To integrate the recipes and all that.
But the family seems so nice. They're so cute.
They're so cute. The way that they all kind of huddled together and was supportive of Irene.
Yeah.
Super nice. They're very proud, and you can definitely see that in everything that they showed us. So as a part of our revamp for On Thai Time, we also wanted to highlight destinations of the month because there's so many different places to visit in Thailand. And there's obviously not enough time to talk about all of them. So we are going to talk about one specifically today. We are going to talk about Samui. Ba-bum-bum.
Samui.
Yeah! So when people think of best destinations in terms of beaches, people will think of Phuket and a lot of stuff on the Andaman side, the west coast of Thailand. But Samui is on the east coast of Thailand, in the Gulf.
The Gulf of Thailand.
Gulf of Thailand.
Yeah.
And they have opposite seasons. So if one is rainy, you go to the other. So it's great. Yeah?
So basically, you can go to Thailand all year round.
Right, and experience the beaches. I am a big fan of Samui, always have been, and although I am not a big fan of water or sand, so it makes it a little strange, right? Yeah.
So how do you enjoy that? You just
From a distance. I like looking at the water because the water is beautiful, and when I have to get out on a boat, I kind of have to wear a thick sweater and a hat. It's just like, while everyone else is really, they're in their swimsuits, they're like lathering themselves with sunblock, and there's Candy, huddled in a beach towel.
Oh my god, I'm the complete opposite. I love being in the water just because the water in Thailand, or especially like in the islands and stuff, is way warmer
Yeah,
than here
well,
in California.
In terms of the latitude, or is it latitude? Whatever.
We're near the equator.
We're closer to the equator.
That's why.
So
The water
therefore,
is
we're
warmer.
warmer. The salinity is very different too. You can definitely float in the water. But Samui is an easy flight from Bangkok. There's Bangkok Airways, and so that's a nice hop into it. I think Bangkok Airways and Thai Airways flies into Samui. There's only a few airlines that do fly into Samui because it is a private airport.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what are some cool things to see and do, dude?
Well, usually in Samui, what's become really popular is renting a Jeep and exploring the island in a Jeep because it looks aesthetically pleasing.
That sounds like a very influencer-esque type thing to do.
Yeah.
Rent a Jeep,
Yeah.
drive around.
Well, in addition to that, right, if you're looking for, the adventure side, renting a Jeep, doing ATV tours, or even zip lining is really huge in Samui, right?
Yes. I have done a couple of ATV tours. I've done a couple of zip lines as well. If you have not been zip lining before, I think a lot of, in Costa Rica is really renowned for their zip lining, and I've never been there, but at least in Thailand, I know that a lot of our zip lining experiences have up to 30, 40 stations. So it's one after the next, after the next, after the next of just screaming your head off and soaring through the jungle.
So in conclusion, just epic zip lining,
Epic,
period.
yes.
And I don't know, I feel like Samui is a very adventurous, very exciting place to be, right? I mean, okay, from all of this, there's also a really popular Muay Thai camp that you've been to.
Yes.
Right?
Well, Muay Thai is popular everywhere, and there's camps popping up everywhere too. But one of the ones, my personal favorite, is Yat Yut Muay Thai camp, and that is really close to the Absolute Sanctuary. We did a whole experience. We stayed at the hotel and did yoga and kind of detox, and every day also went to do Muay Thai training for 2 hours. It was
So you did yoga and you did Muay Thai right after, because Muay Thai is intense. Is
If
it
you
just
got
stretches, or is it like actually?
No, girl.
No, it's a whole yoga.
So with the yoga, it depends too. Sometimes we did morning yoga and then we would go to Muay Thai, or we would start with Muay Thai first in the morning from 8 to 10, and then go back, have an amazing organic lunch made by Absolute Sanctuary, and then do yoga training in the afternoon and then evening. So it was like this whole retreat that we did, and we did it 2 times over the last couple of years. And so hopefully when things open up, we'll get to do another. But yeah, the experience was amazing.
Did you get toned after that, or did you lose any weight? Or?
So you would think so the point is,
are you okay there, Ben?
doing Muay Thai, there's a bit of upkeep to it, right? You can't just do it for the duration of the retreat and then come back and sit on your couch, which I did. So am I toned? I like to say that my skin tone is as toned as I can get, but I would love to experience again. And Yachwood is amazing. I believe one of our friends of Thailand, Mia Kang, she developed her love for Muay Thai here at this specific camp, and she was the one that really inspired us to have our first Muay Thai retreat there, and that was amazing. And so I am still in contact with the teachers there. It is absolutely great. So for any of you who really want to get into the experience and have great teachers, go there.
Well, with adventure comes food, because we all get hungry after a big day.
You gotta feed the energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your favorite place to eat in Ko Samui?
There are countless. In terms of seafood, I've always been a really big fan of Samyang Midtown. I think there's 2 or 3 locations on the island, but they have the most delicious salted duck egg stir-fried with squid. Like, amazing. And oh my gosh, the freshest crab, the freshest shrimp. And it's really, really great with that nice Thai chili and garlic dipping sauce. That's my favorite. And then the other place, which is a little different, is called Ko Tam. They have,
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
it's really popular.
Really, really popular because
is it like right in front, like right on the
yes,
the beach?
Beachside. It's at Ballput, and they have Italian food. And I know it's like Italian in Thailand, but hey, you're at the beach. You can enjoy some really, really nice pizza. They have they have those what is it? Those people that
fire dancers?
Yes, they have fire dancers. I was like, these people that swing around fire. Yes, they have fire dancers. So it's a show basically every night. So if you're there, so being like great for seafood, and if you want that whole nightlife vibe, Ko Tam.
That sounds really exciting. But if we're going the yoga wellness route, there is a organic cooking class.
Ooh.
It is called Island Organic Samui, and basically it's this chef, right, who has a farm, and it's like an eco farm, and basically you get to have a farm to table experience. So you go and you go with her, and then she teaches you how to pick the different
So you go through her
vegetables.
garden.
Yeah, so you go through her garden, and then she gives you a some lessons on what type of vegetables this is, and then she takes you into her kitchen, and you get to cook Thai food according to whatever her recipe is. And yeah, it's a really cool experience.
That's great. I mean, because Thai food has so many health benefits, and then being able to go through the garden and picking up those different herbs and knowing what's going into your food,
Right.
even better.
So that's a really cool experience. But other than that, obviously Ko Samui has so much, but there's also a lot of islands surrounding Ko Samui too.
That's what makes it really great. You get to that main destination, but there's a variety of small islands like right around. One of my favorites in particular is Ko Matsam, and that you can access from Samui by longtail boat. It's like about 15 minutes out, and this island has free roaming pigs.
Pigs?
Yes, girl. Free roaming pigs that just kind of lounging and hanging out on the beach. If you go, like the last time I was there was, and it wasn't even an off season, it just wasn't something that it just wasn't really well visited, I don't think. And there were pigs, and you could just take pictures of the pigs. You could just kind of lounge out on the beach with the pigs, and the sand. The island itself isn't very big, But so you can kind of like walk around it within like probably less than an hour, and the sand is really refined and white, and you know, basically it's
Are
like a
there
stop.
activities that you could do on there?
It's more of a lounging place. I think there's a couple of like restaurants, like not even restaurants, but like little stands, food stands, and like you can get your drink and like, you know, coconut juice or something and kind of
people
lounge.
live out there?
I think some locals do. Like it's very small. And then the other next island next to that is Koh Tan. So there's two small islands, and people kind of bounce off. If you go to Koh Tan, which is like a 5-minute boat ride from Koh Matsam, people go there to snorkel. So it's big snorkeling, lots of coral, and then the community, the local community that lives on Koh Tan really did everything that they could to preserve the coral right in front of their island.
Oh, I didn't know that because I'm a mainstream girl, so I've only been to Koh Tao.
Who says that they're a mainstream girl? Okay.
I just like going to places where there's a lot of people. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Like people that you can meet and come across your path or whatever, you know. Because
I gotcha.
like
I feel
friends.
Yes, making friends.
Social.
Well, okay. Going back to Koh Tao, we've been saying a lot of the word "got," and I think maybe a lot of our listeners are wondering what is that strange noise, sound or whatever. Got the word "got" means island, and Tao is
Turtle. So Turtle Island. Do you know why it's called Turtle Island?
Tell me why.
So I originally thought that it was because it looks like a turtle shell, like the island looks like a turtle shell. But it was because you know, like way like was like 50 something years ago or more than that. I'm not sure in the details, but this island was not inhabited by people, and there were a lot of turtles that came out to the island and would lay their eggs on the island. So that's why they call it Koh Tao, or Turtle Island.
A very inquisitive name, indeed, because
Yeah.
but it is so popular. When you think of all of the things that you do out in the Gulf, when you think of Samui, people often think of Pangan, which is the full moon island, right? And then they immediately also think of Koh Tao and Koh Nam Yuen because they're all relatively close by.
And they all have really good parties.
Ah, you and your parties, girl.
Hey man, I'm getting old. I'm probably not gonna party, but it was a good times. Good times.
Hi. Okay, so
Anyways.
going back to Koh Tao.
Right. So you know how you said that you don't like the water?
No, I do not.
I personally love the water, and I love diving, and Koh Tao is the place to get your PADI license for a very affordable price. And in addition to getting a PADI license, you can also do a ton of things underwater. You know, you can join a conservation program, which where you can learn about the sea turtles and swim with sharks and seahorses. You can learn about coral restoration, or just, you know, the overall environment of the underwater world.
Where you will see Ariel and Sebastian.
Yeah,
That's-
just take a visit.
No, it's
Atlantis.
amazing. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, in terms of the PADI certification license, I think it's like, what, 70% of worldwide certification happens there. I mean, if it's wrong, we'll definitely put the number right there, but a majority of PADI certification happens there.
Right, so popular. And this marine conservation program is at New Haven Diving School, where they have, you know, that program, and you can also do free diving there too.
Wow,
Yeah.
as a part of the whole program.
Yeah, and there's a yoga class that you can do pre-free diving.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need
So
to check
they
that
got a lot
out.
of cool stuff.
Okay, well, next place is Koh Tao.
Yeah.
But you know, when I went, so the last time I was there, I think I was there 3-4 years ago, and I didn't see a lot of big hotels there, and I don't think that they have a lot of big chains or anything out
Did
there.
you stay there overnight?
No, I was just visiting. I visited Koh Nam Yuen, which is the other small island across the way, which is really, really great for diving and snorkeling too. But we stopped there to have lunch.
Oh, okay.
We stopped at Koh Tao for lunch, and yeah, there weren't a lot of hotels. I think at the time there was, you know, 2 or 3 7-Elevens, and then, like, you know, some smaller establishments, but really very off the beaten path at the time.
Well, now now they have a lot of really cool like hotels and villas because of how the island is structured. They have a lot of like levels from the actual ocean that goes up, right? So my favorite place is Cape Shark Villa, which is a little hut that is nestled in like one of the rocks or the cliffs.
So wait, is this villa specifically just one hut, or is it like is it a hotel?
It's a hotel, and then like it goes up to levels, you know.
Okay,
There's like different rooms that you can choose from, but this one specific villa is right on the bottom of I would say like,
so basically
an
at sea
island.
level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you basically you take like a stairway that's like 6 or 7 staircases down, and you're in the waters already, out in the ocean.
That sounds magical. Both magical and
A little scary.
a little scary. I wouldn't want to be there during a storm or anything like that. I mean,
Hey, it's for the experience, okay? Once in a lifetime.
but we'll be sure to include some footage here for
No,
you
it's
to
really
see.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we're gonna try that soon. So moving on to our next section, we have been sitting at many days out of the week. We are sitting at home, working from home, or even if you're at the office or whatever you're doing, you're sitting a lot. And we have someone special from our TT New York office, Tita, who will be talking about how to stay limber and relaxed during COVID. She's going to be going through some basic stretches and breathing, as well as talking about an upcoming meditation webinar that her office is putting on too, that's happening early February. So we're really excited about that.
A meditation webinar?
That's right, my friend.
I can never stay still.
But perhaps this can
Meditate.
help you, and that is what
Hopefully.
meditation is for. So we're gonna plug it in and we're gonna turn it over to our friend Tita. Hey Tita, what's going on, girl?
Hi Candy and Opal. Thanks for having me today. Sawadee-ka, and hello everyone. My name is Tita Hanpanpo, PR Manager with the Tourism Authority of Thailand New York office, and a registered yoga teacher based in New York City. Today, we're going to practice some TLC through a short breathing meditation. 2020 was a rough year, so we want to make sure this year you give yourself the self-care that you need right now, especially in these trying times when we're feeling vulnerable and worried. One of the best things we can do for ourselves is to straighten our immune system. When we're stressed, our body releases cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that can actually cause our immune system to weaken. Thankfully, meditation is the antidote. When we meditate, we release oxytocin, which is the love hormone, and serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone. So let's begin by gently closing your eyes in a comfortable seated position. Take a few slow, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Make sure these breaths are flowing all the way down through your lungs into your belly. Keep these breaths smooth like calming waves in the ocean. Breathing in, breathing out. As you breathe, begin to focus your attention on those areas where tension tends to get stored. You can soften these areas by actively relaxing them. Your chest and belly relax. Your shoulders and neck relax. any other places that might need some attention. Sense all the tensions in your body melting away as the soul calming flow of breath moves through your body. With each inhalation, you're drawing a sense of calm and relaxation. With each exhalation, you're releasing any tension or stress. Now, gently and slowly crack your eyes open. I hope you enjoy this mini breathing practice. If you'd like to learn more about meditation, check out our upcoming virtual Valentine's Day Self-Care at Home workshop presented by Amazing Thailand on Thursday, February 11th. Details and RSVP at the link below. We'll be featuring a live guided meditation led by Canadian-born Theravada Buddhist monk, พระอาจารย์ยุทธธรรมโม Bhikkhu, and a DIY traditional Thai treatment, Yapao, detoxifying demonstration that you can adapt and do at home using household products. Presented by experts from Raksa, Thailand's newest undiscovered wellness destination in Bangkok. And that's a wrap on my end. Thanks again for taking this time to practice some TLC with me. ขอบคุณค่ะ Bye.
Wow, Tita, thank you so much for that. As you can tell by my hair, I totally needed that meditation and breathing exercise.
Obviously, I've been breathing wrong my whole life. I did not know there was a right and wrong way of breathing, but that made me feel really refreshed.
And now we know. Now we know
Now
that
we
there's
know.
a correct way.
Well, as she mentioned, as in the TAT New York office, is hosting a Treat Yourself with a virtual Valentine's Day Self-Care at Home workshop. It is going to be hosted on February 11th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, so that is 6 a.m. Western Time, but it is self-care, so
why not start out early?
Yeah, exactly. And there will be a lot of things, a lot of activities going on in this workshop. And prior to the workshop, we encourage you to make your own herbal compression at home. It's really easy. You just need some dry rice, a clean cloth, yarn or thread, and optional, you can use some turmeric powder, cinnamon powder, or sliced ginger, which are all things that you can find at your local grocery store.
Or in your pantry somewhere.
In your pantry.
Wow, that's pretty easy. Okay. Well, I look forward to that.
Yeah. Thank you, Tita.
Thank you. We will try very hard to wake up. For more information on the upcoming webinar, we're going to include a link in the description below.
Along with the link to MarkRin Chocolate and everything else that we talk about in this podcast today.
So I guess that means we've come to an end, buddy. The end.
Is this the end?
Well, it is the end of this episode, but the beginning of our next adventure.
I like that.
Yeah, that was really good.
Great.
We're gonna say that every time now, guys. So what's happening next month, dude?
Well, next month is Valentine's Day, and we have a lot lined up for that. A lot of activities.
From cooking demos to craft making.
And Thai wedding ceremonies, fertility shrines.
But we'll keep all those details for next month. So tune in, and thank you so much for joining us today.
And don't forget to follow us at Thailand Insider on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Don't forget to follow us on Thai Time on YouTube and Spotify and Instagram.
As well, yeah.
Do we have a Facebook?
We will. We're gonna make a Facebook just for you.
And then when we do, don't forget to follow us.
Yes. Bye guys.
Bye.
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ